Angie and I headed out on Friday night to the Star Theatre on Sir Donald Bradman Drive to support our good friend and part of our mothers group, Block All Stars winner Amity Dry, who joins me now. Hi, Amity.
Hello, Belinda.
We were there to support you for opening night of your musical called Mother, Wife and the Complicated Life, now in its 4th season. And I've got to say, it was brilliant. And I'm not just saying that. It was funny. I've never seen more women in hysterics in my entire life. And yet it was also heartbreaking at points. It was poignant. You wrote it all, directed it. It's just stunning. And you've brought along, because we made you, some of your cast members. Nikki Aitken. Hi, Nikki.
Hi.
Lovely to have you here. And Roseanne Hosking. Rosie, how are you?
Hi, Belinda.
Amity, tell us about the show.
So Mother, Wife and the Complicated Life is about 4 best friends who are all at different stages of the experience. So Jessie, who's just got engaged and thinks she's going to have this fairy tale life with her new husband, and Kate, my character, who is totally focused on her career, not interested in kids, and gets accidentally pregnant and then has to deal with the change that motherhood brings. Beck, who's Nikki's character, who is a stay-at-home mum of 3 who's just trying not to lose her mind. And Lily, Rosie's character, who runs a very successful restaurant with her husband and has 2 school-age kids and appears to have the dream perfect life, but actually things are not as happy as they seem. So it's kind of a year in their lives as they juggle work and relationships and parenthood and friendships and try to keep it all together like we all do. So it's the real side of marriage, motherhood and being a woman.
And real is a really important word because it is so authentic, so honest. It is funny and all of those things, but at no point do you become twee or cliched. It is just a really honest look at all of the aspects of being a woman and a mother. You don't even have to have been a mother.
No.
Yeah, the experience of being a woman. But also I noticed there were quite a few men in the audience too. And I imagine it would be quite eye-opening and an experience and an education for the men as well.
Yeah, well, men actually love it. And we find that women tend to come to the first time with all of their girlfriends, and then they often come back with their husbands or their partners because they say, he needs to see this to know that I'm not the only one like this. This is how we all feel. And I'm trying to explain to him that I'm tired all the time and I feel like I'm giving all of the time. And here's somebody that's putting that on stage and saying we all feel like that. So it's very, very validating for women, and they often come. And men really enjoy it because they kind of get to see, okay, my wife's not the only one
who's
crazy. They're all crazy.
Nikki, you're a huge cabaret star in your own right, as I read. What brought you to this show?
Well, Amity actually saw one of my cabaret shows that I was doing at La Boheme and thought that I would be a good fit for Beck. I've done musical theatre in the past as well as part of my studies and when I lived in Sydney. So musical theatre is, you know, a huge love for me. I think one of the reasons why I started in cabaret was because it was the closest thing to musical theatre that I could possibly get to, except there were no other characters to get in my way.
What's it like working with the other 3 ladies?
I love it. I absolutely love it. I would choose, you know, working as part of an ensemble as opposed to working by myself any day. It's so much fun. I mean, it's partly because these girls are so fabulous, you know, that we have such a great time and we laugh all the time, and, you know, it's good to just, you know, make other people laugh and, you know, have them make you laugh, and that really is what our rehearsal process
We talk a lot in rehearsal. We have a male director and he's constantly telling us to stop talking and concentrate.
Get on with it. The role of Beck is possibly the funniest of the 4 characters. You're the stay-at-home mum of 3 and all you want to do is just buy a little bit of time so you can chat to the others. So you go to the play cafe and I love that line where Jessie, the newly married wife, no children, says, you know, when I'm a mum, I will always say no and I will make organic food and I will do all this, which of course, you know, most of us have said at one point or another, but it's not until you become a mum that you go,
no,
have the ice cream, it's going to buy me an extra 10 minutes.
Totally. And who amongst us doesn't do that? You know, I remember before I had kids, I'd look after my niece and nephew and I'd be like, oh, I would never give my kids fish fingers for dinner. I would never bribe them with McDonald's. And then you have your kids and you're like, whatever it takes.
Bring on the drive-through. Rosie, tell me how you got to this role. What's your background?
I have a music theatre background. I've probably spent the last 20 years of my life moving through various shows. And yeah, this opportunity came up to join these lovely ladies only 2 weeks ago. It was perhaps under not such fortunate conditions for Susan Ferguson, who originally was playing the role of Lily. She unfortunately had to pull out at the very last minute. Mm-hmm. But look, I have been really honoured to step into this fantastic show. I've been watching Amity develop this from the very first time she did her one-woman show, and I've been a massive supporter of seeing someone here in Adelaide create something which is so entertaining. So I'm really rapt to be part of it and work with such fantastic ladies.
It is brilliant. I've got to say, folks, if you get a chance, because it's running right through to Saturday.
Yes, so we start again on Wednesday, and we've got shows Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, and a Saturday matinee, and Saturday night's our last show. So there's still tickets for all of those shows, particularly Thursday, Anzac Day. There's good tickets for that one.
Essentially, if you are listening and you are a woman, you've got to go. If you are listening and you are married to a woman, then it's a good idea that you go, because it will be an education and an experience. And perhaps if there are times where you think, my wife is just crazy. No, now you'll know that we're just all a little bit crazy. Damien's called in from Seaford Rise. Hi, Damien.
Hi, guys. I've got to tell you that there weren't hundreds of men there, because I got accosted by a bloke who was pleased to see another one of the male species at the show. And he counted 7 at that stage. I tell you what, though, any guy that wants to go see it, it was the most well-constructed show I've seen in a long time. I don't know if you wrote the songs as well, Amity, but
I
they
did.
were very, very clever. It was well-constructed, really funny, except for the fact that we got home and my wife said, right, that lady who owned the restaurant, I don't want that to happen to us. I don't want to be stuck at home with 3 kids ever again. And Amity, your portrayal of the actual moment of birth was so realistic, it was scary. It was a really, really good show, girls.
Thank you, Damien. Thank you.
Good on you, Damien. Lovely to hear from a bloke who loved it. We'll take a short break. Be back with some huge news regarding mother, wife and the complicated life. It may be heading to New York. We'll tell you all after the break, and a special live performance from Nikki and Rosie.